Cyrenians Farm is a social enterprise located just outside Edinburgh. Since 1972, it has been a working farm which produces fruit, vegetables and eggs, as well as providing a home and community to vulnerable people in Edinburgh. The farm's social mission is to provide a range of opportunities for vulnerable individuals to develop skills and confidence as a step towards a settled lifestyle. The economic mission of the enterprise is to create enough revenue through the sale of fresh and organic produce to fund other Cyrenian social projects. There are 4 key stakeholders. Firstly, there is Rob, the farm manager, who oversees the day-to-day running of the farm and manages the 6 employees and other volunteers. Secondly, there are staff, residents and volunteers who benefit from the community feel that the farm creates and the open space that it provides. There are also business stakeholders around Edinburgh who rely on the farm's produce for supplies and to promote common values, for example, Dig In. Finally, there are stakeholders around Edinburgh who value the availability of Cyrenians produce and are proud of the enterprise's work.
I started working at the farm in 2004, I think, as a project worker after seeing the job advertised in Good Moves. In this role, my passion is for educating people about where their food comes from, how to cook it and how to eat it together, and seeing people enjoy that is my return for it. It kind of represents what I grew up with and what my family have done for generations. I think I said at Dig In, what surprised me when I left home to study at university is people's complete and utter disconnect with food and the environment that's linked to the food that they eat. And that's all brought into stark relief here. This is where there's signs of what we used to do in the past year, and there's also elements of what people could be doing in the future to grow their own food. So I think that's really important.
Well, I like being outside, but ideally I'd be outside rather than in the big Keeler house. I like doing what I might call manly things, digging, cutting trees, and some of the weeding can be a bit tedious, but just to get out from the city.
Hi, I'm Brian Gibb and I'm a residential volunteer on Cyrenians Farm. I'm a landscaper and a plantsman, so I get to do a lot which I would not normally get to do in here. Like there's over £250,000 of infrastructure. As a private gardener, I would never be able to save up to have that much equipment. So on a personal level, this is a lot of professional work to be done here.
It's like job satisfaction, working with the community, getting them out, like different activities, different groups coming out, working with like different vegetables, chickens. It's pretty hands-on really, so it's a job satisfaction really, I think. Yeah, so it's just special when anybody comes out, like we eat lunch together, you meet different people, so that's mean there's obviously people that come out, that, like Ian they just spoke to, he comes out and volunteers, puts all his hours in and stuff like that, and it's just working as a team, we all get on, people just love coming out here, it's just like, and to see somebody leaving with a smile on their face, like that does me.
It's very important. I think we always have a range of food, so there's always something that everybody likes, and if we all sit around the table, no matter how difficult the mornings be or what everyone's challenges are, for at least half an hour a day, there's a level playing field, and it helps that difficult part of my job in managing everyone separately. We can come together at lunchtime. The afternoons are usually much easier because people have got full bellies, feel a bit more relaxed, find a chance to talk to each other about any issues that were bothering through the day, and then get on with another a good productive afternoon.
Vegetable bags are sorted weekly. They include all sorts of produce from the farm and are delivered to outlets around Edinburgh. Jimmy, the logistics coordinator, is experienced in sorting and delivering the veg bags each week.
One of the things about being part of a large third sector organisation is that we already have a very good reputation. So where the challenge is high costs, a lot of those costs come back to us through what our head office are able to achieve for us. So we've got very good branding and a massive website, great networking through organisations. And if you say the word Cyrenians to a lot of people in Edinburgh, they'll already know who we are, know what the good work that we do, and quite often how people will know somebody who has benefited from the work that we do. So doors are quickly and easily opened.
Cyrenians ensure that all business partners share their core values. The farm has a partnership with Dig In, a greengrocer in central Edinburgh. Dig In focuses on providing organic, locally sourced food to Bruntsfield. Cyrenians supplies lettuce, jams and chutney to Dig In.
Well, Cyrenians really act as a supplier to us. We have a number of different suppliers, and Cyrenians have been working with us for a number of years, supplying fresh fruit and vegetables, salads. Well, the thing that makes us, that's really important to us initially is that they're local. We get produce from all over, from different parts of the world, but we really try to sell as much as we can that's locally grown. So for us, having them here as local suppliers is great. They're a social enterprise. They're working with disadvantaged young people. So that's very important to us. They're shifting towards organic status, which they weren't initially organic, but that's also an extra thing that we're really we're delighted to be able to stock organic produce in the shop, and our customers really value it. So that's great. Helpful is that there is a name value in Cyrenians. People have heard of the Cyrenians. They don't necessarily quite know that they're growing vegetables. That's a surprise, but there's a story there to be told, and that is it's very interesting for customers to understand the role that the Cyrenians play. I think that's interesting for our customers too.
I guess it's a whole package of what the Cyrenians do, but again, it's nice to come back to the, if you like, nature, and everything. It just being in this environment it's grounding again, rather than the hustle and bustle of city life and all that kind of thing.
Well, it gets me out and about. I'm getting money. I'm sort of like doing something with the community. You get different sort of experiences. So sometimes I volunteer with like staying overnight, working with them in the community, stuff like that. So I never thought I would do that until I came here. So it's pretty good. It's like different sort of goals you can set yourself and stuff like that. But every day is different. So.
A place to be, a place to come, be in nature, socialise, learn some skills, and sort of break away from the usual tarmac and concrete daily grind. And that's for the residents who live here, the volunteers who come here, corporate groups who come here, and anyone in between.
Ongoing success really, and recognition and such like, and all that the Cyrenians stand for. I just think they've got such a multifaceted charity really in what and what they have.
Just for people like me to get opportunities like I've had sort of for community job in Scotland. So if I never worked with when I volunteered with Edinburgh Estates, I wouldn't have known about this place. So it's just good I've been here and it's came to me. So it's getting more people out, sort of more groups coming out, more people knowing about us. Because we've got Morrison's, Lloyd's Bank, and they come out, but there's not enough people, I don't think, that know about for volunteering, coming out and team building exercises and stuff like that. But to get more groups out, that would probably be best. That's what I would really change.
I think just for it to continue and even expand. I know that in recent months they've been kind of reaching out into different areas, and I wish them further success.
Ideally, we'd like to replicate this and do it again somewhere else, outside of another city in Scotland. Successful as it is, as popular as it is, with a range of enterprises contributing to a healthy bottom line so that we can then replicate it and do it elsewhere.
Impressed by the Cyrenians farm? Get involved now. You can enjoy the locally and ethically sourced vegetables by ordering a veg bag. You can also come and volunteer at the farm or organise a team building day for you and your colleagues. To find out more about Cyrenians farm, visit their website, cyrenians.scot.